The world's oceans are a boundless force of nature that still conceal more mysteries than outer space. Even in shallow water, things sometimes happen that are difficult to explain logically. In this video, I present a selection of mysterious moments in the water captured on camera by eyewitnesses. Enjoy watching.
All right, found this guy off the end of the dock tonight. Have no idea what this is.
A fisherman shared his unusual catch online and honestly admitted that he did not know what kind of creature it was because the fish looked unlike anything he had encountered before. He asked his followers to help identify it, and most viewers agreed that it was an Aptocyclus, also known as a smooth lumpsucker. Aptocyclus is a species of ray-finned fish from the lumpfish family that lives in the northern Pacific Ocean at considerable depths, sometimes as deep as 1,700 meters. It has a rounded, almost spherical body, wrinkled velvety skin, and a highly unusual appearance that often causes people to compare it to an alien. When brought to the surface, the sudden pressure change frequently causes the fish to swell, making it look even more frightening. Aptocyclus is a poor swimmer and spends most of its time near the seabed, using a suction disc on its belly to remain in place. Another interesting detail is that this fish can make sounds resembling grunts. Despite its frightening appearance, Aptocyclus is not poisonous and is even edible, although people rarely eat it because of its unusual look.
Sai daí, sai daí, sai daí. A hora que ele morder sua bola, você vai ver. Sai daí, sai daí.
A resident of Texas posted a video online that sparked heated debate among users. The footage shows something unknown floating in a swimming pool. The object has a strange shape with red appendages resembling tentacles, yet it does not look like a living creature at all. The creator did not reveal any details and used only the striking title, "Creepy Guest in the Pool." That is why viewers began arguing. Some believed the video showed an extraterrestrial creature or some kind of marine mutant, while others suggested that it was simply a way to attract attention. Most users eventually concluded that the creepy guest was merely a children's toy whose unusual camera angle and dramatic title made it appear frightening.
Check them out. Whoa! GoPro, start.
The creator of the video went kayaking near Panama City. At one point, he noticed a group of manatees beneath the water. The animals were behaving completely calmly, so the man decided to paddle a little closer. A few seconds later, the manatees suddenly surged forward in perfect unison, leaving the witness completely baffled. He had no idea what could have frightened them so badly. The manatee's behavior can be explained scientifically. These animals are highly sensitive to vibrations and noise. They can detect even the slightest movement in the water. Most likely, a boat passed nearby or a large predator swam through the area. In addition, manatees are social animals. If one of them reacts sharply to danger, the others immediately repeat its movement, acting like a single organism. It is precisely this synchronization that makes such a powerful impression on observers.
That's not a fish, man. It's got arms. No way.
Fishermen went out into the open ocean and suddenly noticed something unusual beside their vessel. At first, they thought it was a dolphin, but when the creature swam closer, the men were shocked because the upper part of its body looked more human than dolphin-like. The fishermen managed to capture the creature on camera. Later, some people suggested that the dolphin might have undergone a rare mutation that made its outline look so strange. Mysticism enthusiasts who watched the published video, however, thought the creature resembled a mermaid. Although mermaids are considered fictional characters, videos periodically appear online showing beings that seem half human and half fish. Such footage makes people wonder whether creatures that science regards as imaginary might actually inhabit our planet. Visitors to a beach in California witnessed an incredible spectacle. A massive black object suddenly appeared on the horizon directly above the water. People watched in amazement as it grew larger and gradually revealed its true shape. It was not a living creature, but a black oval-shaped metallic object covered with intricate patterns. When it rose high into the sky, it became clear that it was an unidentified aircraft. After the video was published online, conspiracy theories flared up again, claiming that secret alien bases could be hidden on the bottoms of oceans and seas. During another trip out to sea, fishermen encountered a phenomenon that left them completely puzzled. A bright blue glow appeared clearly in the water beside the boat. It did not resemble the reflection of a lamp or a cluster of glowing plankton. The object had a distinct outline and moved deliberately along its own path. After the video was published online, users proposed many explanations for what had happened. According to the most popular theory, the fishermen had witnessed secret submarine testing. The witnesses themselves firmly rejected this idea. According to them, the object made absolutely no sound. In addition, it disappeared just as unexpectedly as it had appeared. No matter how much the witnesses wanted to know what they had seen in the water, no one was able to explain the event. A nighttime voyage on a cruise liner took an unexpected and mysterious turn when a strange bright blue light began sparkling near the ship. It did not simply follow on a parallel course, but seemed to deliberately match the vessel's speed without falling behind for even a second. Passengers crowded along the side, staring into the dark water. Some tried to joke, some silently recorded it on their phones, and others simply could not look away from the pulsating light. The climax came when the glow suddenly focused in one direction and seemed to look directly at the deck. At that moment, the witnesses experienced intense fear. It may have been nothing more than the bioluminescence of some marine organism, but to the people on board, it seemed that something greater was watching them at that moment, perhaps even a guardian spirit of the ocean. People came to the beach simply to relax, breathe the sea air, and forget their everyday worries. But instead of a peaceful evening, they witnessed an unusual anomaly. Completely suddenly, as if from nowhere, two glowing orbs appeared in the sky. One shone with a cold blue light, while the other glowed bright white. They moved silently through the sky, leaving long, luminous trails behind them, and slowly descended directly into the ocean. No one present understood what was happening. Some witnesses believed it was a rare atmospheric phenomenon, while others thought the objects were rockets or experimental devices. There were also people convinced that the orbs were connected with aliens. Unfortunately, official agencies made no comment about the incident, so we can only guess what crossed the sky that night.
En el mar que se ve ahí, yo no sé lo que es eso, apareciente de cosas abajo el mar ahí que se ven como que si fueran luz.
This video was filmed in 2025 by a tourist on the coast of Brazil. The man was enjoying the local scenery when he suddenly noticed three spheres in the water. They emitted a steady glow. Two were blue, while the central one was green. The light neither faded nor flickered throughout the entire observation. The tourist was so astonished that he immediately took out his camera. After returning home, he uploaded the video and suggested that the spheres might be extraterrestrial craft. Many viewers, however, recalled bioluminescence, the ability of certain marine organisms to produce light. Many ocean creatures glow in different colors, from tiny planktonic organisms to large jellyfish and deep-sea fish. It is entirely possible that the tourists saw a group of bioluminescent animals whose glowing bodies looked like spheres.
Oh, no way. Do you see that? It's right over there. Wait for it. Look, do you see?
In 2025, a man was walking along Elliott Bay near downtown Seattle. At one point, he noticed a very tall, elongated shape emerging from the water. Looking more closely, he realized that it was a living creature resembling a plesiosaur. It had the same long neck and small head as those ancient animals. Plesiosaurs were marine reptiles that lived approximately between 266 million years ago. They were distinguished by an exceptionally long neck, a small head, and 4 powerful flippers that allowed them to move quickly through the water. Some plesiosaur species reached 15 meters in length. Although these animals have long been extinct, people periodically capture similar creatures on camera. Scientists, however, still cannot explain what animals might resemble those ancient reptiles. A group of tourists went on a boat trip and suddenly saw an object resembling a rock literally rise out of the water. At the same time, it looked somehow different from ordinary stone, as though it were not a natural formation but something manufactured. The tourists were surprised by what they saw and recorded the phenomenon on their phones. After the video was published online, viewers were divided. Some believed the footage showed the appearance of an ancient sea creature. Most users, however, were convinced that it was simply an ordinary rock and that its sudden appearance was caused by the movement of the water. The tide temporarily exposed part of the underwater terrain, making the stone appear higher and more visible. When the water returned, the rock disappeared beneath the waves again. Such changes in water level create the illusion that an object is appearing and vanishing. A married couple discovered a strange creature while fishing. It was a gelatinous mass with bright red-orange patches that looked almost alive. The couple recorded the find and uploaded the video, asking viewers to help identify it. Most commenters agreed that the creatures were salps. Salps are marine invertebrates belonging to the tunicate group. They have transparent, jelly-like bodies resembling capsules or cylinders, and their colonies can look like long, bizarre chains. Salps often connect to one another, forming massive clusters whose shape and shimmering colors make them appear otherworldly. Salps look especially unusual when they form long ribbons or spiral structures. Such colonies can stretch for several meters and shimmer in different shades, including reddish and orange tones. These features are precisely why they are often mistaken for mysterious creatures. Two fisherman friends found a stick on the shore with something strange attached to it. It was a smooth mass resembling chicken meat. It was wrapped around the stick as though someone had deliberately wound it there. At first, the friends really thought it was simply a piece of meat washed ashore by the waves. Then they noticed that the substance was moving almost imperceptibly. At that point, they realized that it was some kind of living creature. The fisherman recorded the find and later published the video online. It attracted many views, but no one was able to identify the creature precisely. Most likely, it was some species of mollusk. During a live news broadcast filmed off the coast in 2025, a camera accidentally recorded a gigantic object moving underwater at incredible speed. The filming crew did not notice the anomaly at the time, but viewers immediately saw the strange silhouette racing beneath the surface. The clip quickly spread across social media, and users began proposing many different explanations. Some believed it was the latest secret submarine, capable of reaching fantastic speeds through experimental technology. Others concluded that an alien underwater craft had appeared in the frame. Despite the fact that the object was shown during a live television broadcast, no government agency issued an official comment. A camera aboard a fishing vessel recorded a large object racing across the sky. Because of its enormous speed, its shape was almost impossible to make out. Even when the video was paused, the outline remained blurred. Nevertheless, it was noticeable that the object had an elongated, disc-like shape. The published video quickly attracted an enormous number of views. Some viewers decided that it was an alien spacecraft and even tried to obtain official statements from local authorities. The only response they received was that no aircraft launches were taking place at that time and no activity had been detected in the air. The mystery of the incident remained unsolved. Fisherman captured a mysterious phenomenon in the open ocean. The footage shows a massive dark structure slowly rising from the water. At first, it resembles a metal construction, and then something more like volcanic rock, but its true nature remains a mystery. After the video was published, viewers proposed many explanations. Some believed it was a natural formation, such as cooled lava or a large piece of pumice. Others suggested that it could be a fragment of a sunken ship. The boldest theories were far more fantastic. Some viewers concluded that the object might be part of an unknown giant mechanism, perhaps even one of extraterrestrial origin. In Puget Sound, a woman in a kayak found herself at the center of an unusual event when her boat was surrounded by a group of 30 orcas. It was clear that they had gathered there to hunt. At the same time, the animals displayed remarkable coordination. Some orcas drove a school of salmon toward the surface, while others intercepted the fish from below. The entire pod acted like a single, well-coordinated mechanism. The appearance of orcas close to shore is associated with changes in the ocean. As the water has warmed, salmon have moved closer to land, and the predators have followed them. Orcas once rarely approached the coastline so closely, but now they are seen near people more and more often, increasing the risks both for the animals and for humans. The crew of a vessel in the Indian Ocean noticed a strange wake, a long trail cutting through the water. Intrigued, the sailors moved closer and looked over the side. In the water, they saw the dark silhouette of a shark. Its outline disappeared into the depths, but its scale was still obvious. The creature was clearly larger than any known shark. The phone footage quickly spread across the internet. Biologists suggested that it might have been a whale shark that had accidentally entered an unusual area, or a representative of a poorly studied species of large deep-sea shark. Some viewers, however, proposed that it could have been a Megalodon, an extinct shark species known for its enormous size. A video filmed in the ocean is being actively discussed online. The footage shows a large fish swimming beside a boat with a massive tail and a row of spines along its back. The creature is also remarkable for its gigantic size. Because of its anatomical features and dimensions, some viewers compared the creature to Godzilla. Most people, however, believe it could have been a whale or an unknown marine animal. Since there is no additional information or expert commentary beyond this recording, the mystery remains unsolved. Several years ago, a video recorded by a sailor appeared online. The footage shows a ship appearing above the water on the horizon, but instead of sailing, it seems to hover above the surface of the sea. This really does look strange because ships cannot fly. Some viewers immediately accused the sailor of staging a hoax and decided that the clip had been edited. Most likely, however, the video captured a rare optical phenomenon known as a fata morgana. A fata morgana is a complex mirage caused by the refraction of light through layers of air with different temperatures and densities. When a layer of warm air forms above cold water, or the reverse, light rays bend and create distorted, elongated, and floating images of objects located far beyond the horizon. The ship may therefore have been outside the observer's direct field of vision, while the sailor saw only its projected image. A fisherman went out to sea before sunrise and traveled far from shore. Suddenly, he noticed an extremely bright glow in the water. When he moved closer, he saw a glowing sphere beneath the surface that resembled a miniature sun. Its light did not fade and remained equally bright for the entire time he watched it. What surprised the man most was the behavior of the fish. They calmly swam past the mysterious object without reacting to it in any way. The fisherman recorded the phenomenon, but he still does not know what it was. A video recorded by a cruise liner passenger off the coast of Antarctica is gaining popularity on social media. The camera captured the silhouette of a vessel resembling a three-masted sailing ship from the early 20th century. At first, the passenger thought it was a mirage, but he managed to record a short video. Later, viewers who examined the footage closely noticed that the outline resembled the historic bark Europa. This produced many contradictions because a wooden ship built more than 100 years ago could not have survived the harsh climate, constant storms, and drifting ice of the Southern Ocean. Some viewers even suggested that it was the ghost of an old ship, because how else could the sighting be explained? In July of 2023, residents of Green Head in Western Australia encountered a mysterious discovery when a massive cylindrical metal object washed onto the shore. The structure was covered with shells and marine deposits. It looked old and had clearly spent a long time in the water. The discovery caused much debate among local residents, but official authorities soon became involved. The Australian Space Agency conducted an investigation and ended the speculation. Experts established that it was not an alien artifact, but a fragment of a spent stage from an Indian PSLV launch vehicle. The debris had probably drifted in the Indian Ocean for a long time before a storm carried it onto the Australian beach. When this footage first appeared online, many viewers believed it was created by artificial intelligence because the waves looked truly fantastic. In reality, however, the video is genuine and shows a unique natural phenomenon on the Qiantang River in China. The Qiantang River is famous for its gigantic tidal bore, one of the most powerful in the world. It forms because of the features of Hangzhou Bay and the shape of the river mouth. The tidal wave is compressed and accelerated, turning into a high wall of water. The wave can reach 9 meters in height and travel at more than 40 kilometers per hour. Local residents call it the Silver Dragon because of the way its crest shimmers in the sunlight. A resident of Minnesota shared an unusual story. During heavy rain, something resembling a giant clawed bird's foot fell from the sky into his swimming pool. The man could hardly believe his eyes and immediately recorded the strange object. The footage really does show something resembling a foot. At first, it appears to be a prop, but the longer one watches, the more disturbing it becomes because the toes seem to move from time to time. The homeowner did not risk removing the object himself and immediately called specialists. They collected the mysterious foot and promised to send it to a laboratory for examination. The man later tried to learn the results of the analysis, but no information was ever provided to him. During a rescue operation off the coast of Brazil, a Coast Guard helicopter camera recorded a strange anomaly in the water. It was an enormous dark figure shaped like a shark. When the footage was published online, many viewers immediately began talking about megalodons, gigantic prehistoric predators that some people believe may still inhabit the depths of the ocean. The megalodon was an extinct shark that lived approximately from 23 to 3.5 million years ago. According to scientists' estimates, an adult could reach between 15 and 18 meters in length and weigh more than 50 tons. Its teeth were enormous, measuring up to 18 centimeters long, and its bite force was among the most powerful of any known animal. The megalodon occupied the top of the food chain and hunted large whales and other marine mammals. Scientists believe that the megalodon became extinct because of climate change, a decline in its food supply, and competition with other predators. Cryptozoologists, however, believe that the species may have survived in poorly explored deep water zones and periodically connect sightings of unusually large sharks with it. A man went fishing alone and took a new camera with him to capture the most memorable moments. After choosing a suitable place, he began preparing to fish, and suddenly noticed on the camera display that a human-like figure was standing behind his boat. He immediately turned around, but there was no one there. At the same moment, the figure disappeared as though it had never existed. The disappearance looked as if some mysterious creature had emerged from the water, but after noticing the man, hurried to hide and remain unseen. The fisherman later published the video online, where it received a huge number of views. Users proposed different explanations, ranging from an optical illusion to an encounter with something paranormal. No one, however, could convincingly explain what had appeared in the frame. The creator of the video accidentally captured something difficult to believe. Looking out of the window of his house, he noticed several people in the sea directly beneath the water. They were calmly talking to one another, as though they were standing on a beach. At first, the man thought it was some kind of prank, because people cannot remain without air for so long. He therefore decided to keep watching without interruption. In the end, he stood at the window for 20 minutes, but none of the people surfaced even once to breathe. They continued behaving completely naturally, as if water were their normal environment. The witness thought about what he had seen for a long time, but never found an explanation. A camera mounted on a drone recorded an impressive natural phenomenon: drifting broken ice. The footage shows the ice cover breaking into plates under the influence of currents and wind. The plates then move smoothly across the water and gather beside another large piece of ice. This phenomenon is often observed during ice movement or at the beginning of the spring breakup. It clearly demonstrates the power of natural processes that transform bodies of water during seasonal transitions. A couple of years ago, a classified video from a United States Navy ship was released online. The footage shows an aircraft suddenly rising out of the water. It soon becomes clear that the object is a genuine flying saucer because its shape perfectly matches classic descriptions of alien spacecraft. What is considered remarkable about the video is not only the appearance of the object itself, but also the fact that the Navy crew takes no action. It creates the impression that the team knows what is happening and deliberately chooses not to intervene. Some viewers are convinced that the alien craft rose from a secret base in the ocean and that the military has long been aware of this activity. The crew of a ship traveling through the northern Pacific Ocean witnessed an inexplicable anomaly. An object resembling a giant boulder suddenly rose from the water, just as massive, dark, and uneven. It hovered above the surface and remained motionless for some time, apparently violating every law of gravity. Then lights seemed to switch on across its surface, after which the object turned over and literally changed shape. It now resembled a real flying saucer. The sailors managed to record the anomaly, but they never found an answer to the question of what it was. In a remote part of Mongolia lies a mysterious lake surrounded by ancient legends. Local residents believe that its waters react when people approach. As soon as someone comes near the shore, the lake begins to overflow as though deliberately driving unwanted visitors away. According to the stories, this is how water spirits protect their territory. Several tourists who had heard about the anomaly decided to test the legend. They reached the lake and stood on the shore, waiting for some kind of sign. At first, the water was calm, but waves suddenly began forming on the surface, after which the water rushed toward the shore. The travelers even had to run aside. The phenomenon may have been caused by natural processes occurring in the lake, but the coincidence strengthened the tourists' belief in the old legends associated with the place. A couple of years ago, a local resident in Long Beach, California, discovered the body of a mysterious creature on the shore. It had 4 legs with sharp claws and a long tail, while its skin was snow white without any trace of fur. It looked somewhat like a dog, yet at the same time it did not resemble any known animal on our planet. The witness recorded the frightening creature. After returning home, he posted the video online in the hope of learning what it was. The clip quickly went viral, and many viewers immediately remembered the Montauk Monster, a mysterious creature that washed ashore in Montauk, New York in 2008. It too was described as a strange animal with clawed feet and unnaturally smooth skin, and rumors about it spread throughout the internet. The story of the Montauk monster remains controversial. Some people believe it was a mutant or a species unknown to science, while others think it was the carcass of a mammal that acquired a frightening appearance through the natural process of decomposition. While relaxing beside a lake, a man witnessed an unusual scene. He saw one of the pelicans standing directly on the surface of the water. The surprised witness recorded the moment and uploaded the video. It immediately went viral and sparked heated debate. Users wondered whether the bird had mastered the magic of walking on water, or whether the footage was skillfully edited. Such theories may be considered, but most likely, a flat ledge or stone was hidden beneath the water. The bird could therefore stand confidently on a solid surface while creating an astonishing visual illusion. While sailing through Georges Bank, sailors witnessed a strange anomaly. Rough, foamy water suddenly changed into a perfectly smooth, mirror-like surface. It appeared as though an invisible line had divided the ocean into two parts. The sight may look frightening, but it has a scientific explanation involving a hydrological front. The boundary forms where bodies of water with different temperatures, densities, or salinity levels meet. When the currents collide, they weaken one another and create a distinct line on the ocean's surface. Fishermen were puzzled when they pulled a shapeless black creature from the water. It moved slowly and had neither familiar fins nor a shell. Because the fishermen had never encountered anything similar, they recorded it and published the video online. Users helped identify the unusual creature. It turned out to be a sea hare, a unique mollusk without a hard shell. Its strange appearance is caused by its soft body, which can change shape. When threatened, a sea hare releases a special secretion that creates a protective cloud. Despite its strange and unpleasant appearance, this inhabitant of the depths is completely harmless and plays an important role in the ecosystem. Scientists conducting routine research in Antarctica encountered an unusual discovery. Using drones, they recorded a strange object inside a gigantic iceberg resembling a frozen giant octopus with branching black tentacles. The researchers suggested that the organism might have become trapped in the ice thousands of years ago. The discovery not only caused a sensation, but also raised many questions. Icebergs are formed from fresh water, while octopuses live in salt water, making any natural explanation for how such a creature could have entered the block of ice highly doubtful. In addition, the movement of glaciers over thousands of years makes the preservation of an entire organism in an unchanged state seem almost impossible. Scientists now plan to investigate the find further and may eventually explain these inconsistencies. It seems unbelievable that fire could rage on water, but such an incident occurred on the 20th of April, 2010, at the Deepwater Horizon oil platform in the Gulf of Mexico. The event became the largest marine environmental disaster in history. That day, an explosion was caused by a methane release from a well at a depth of 1.5 kilometers. In a single second, flames burst from the water, rose 70 meters into the air, and transformed the platform into a blazing inferno. 2 days later, the structure sank, and an unprecedented oil leak began from the damaged well, releasing up to 12,000 tons per day. Attempts to stop the leak continued for 87 days. During that time, around 5 million barrels of crude oil entered the ocean, forming an oil slick covering 75,000 square kilometers. Toxic substances and oil slicks killed hundreds of thousands of marine animals and damaged the ecosystem for decades to come. The investigation uncovered an entire chain of violations, ranging from poor quality well cementing to the disregard of warning signals. BP, the operator of the platform, paid more than $65 billion in fines and compensation, but the consequences of the disaster are still visible today. That is all for today. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. Your activity is the greatest reward for me. Thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye.